There's a bizarre cipher in Gorod Krovi, and when you look at it, it's interesting. It's just a big scrambled mess of letters. And there isn't a mathematical challenge, there isn't a clever sorting or shifting of the letters. You're not placing them into a table with an alphabet or a key. It's just a big mess of characters. And it's actually in lead speak. Lead speak is when you take other characters to represent letters. For example, when you first made your gamertag Zombie Killer, maybe you spelled it Z0MB13KI113R to look like the word Zombie Killer without actually writing out Zombie Killer. And you do the same thing when you're solving this cipher. You look at the letters and you see, well, how do they sound when you read them out, or what do they look like? And when you do that, you receive the message, finally, the lab is almost complete. Security measures have been put in place so that the chance of detection by the Americans is very unlikely. We have several agents embedded within the staff as insurance. We will keep the individuals in stasis, on ice to speak, and continue the specimen rotation once we finish drawing more power from the drill. Oh, I almost forgot. The sequence for the current blood samples is as follows. SS, MJ, ABR. This is a really interesting document, and there's a lot going on in one document, and there was so much that I thought I would even do a live stream just talking about all the cool and interesting things we can pick from this. It appears to be written from the perspective of the Germans. I say this because they're working against the Americans. They're worried about having American spies peeking in on whatever they're working on. And typically the Germans and the Japanese are working against the Americans and the Russians, and this is from a German computer, and I wouldn't suspect a message like this from the Russians. That's my best guess. Now they talk about keeping individuals in stasis, kind of like a cryogenic slumber party, if I may say so. And then they also talk about a drill. Now where else have we seen a drill in zombies? Well, the Nuketown loading screen. If you remember, we have this drill that's drilling down into some space. There's some being working on the drill. I want to say he's human, but he doesn't really give me that human feel when I look at this thing protruding from his mouth and his elongated, pointy-chinned face. It looks weird. It doesn't look normal. And this drill that's working in a space appears to be underwater or floating in mid-air. There's all these beams of electricity as if this is the energy they're collecting from the drill, or maybe that energy is being used to power the drill. It's interesting, and this might be the first ever reference we've received about the Nuketown drill in the loading screen. But I don't want to exactly talk about that. What I want to talk about is the last sentence in the cipher. Oh, I almost forgot. The sequencing for the current blood samples is as follows. SS, MJ, ABR. SS, MJ, ABR. Look at those letters. It's weird. What does it mean? Well, when you break it into different pieces, you can group SS, MJ, AB, and then R into their own separate groups. And maybe they're the initials. SS, Samuel Stuhlinger, MJ, Marlton Johnson, AB, Abigail Brierton, and R, Russman, the Transit crew. This is where things start to get super interesting, because the Transit crew is back in Black Ops 3, baby. And we know Richtofen went at the end of the Zetsuba no Shima Easter egg to collect blood samples. Our characters return to the map with new blood. This blood, however, was unlabeled like the previous blood. We have no idea where it came from. Here we have a cipher, though, discussing the blood of whatever those letters mean. And if those letters are actually the initials of our Transit crew, then we probably went back and stole their blood samples, which is interesting. What would Richtofen want to do with those blood samples? Is it a way to preserve those universes? Are they cursed and Richtofen wants to use their cursed blood? It's hard to say. We know they're relevant in Richtofen's plans, though. When we got information about the Call of Duty Zombies comic, we learn the whole plot is that Richtofen is once again manipulating the Transit crew, this time to have Misty, Russman, Marlton, and Stuhlinger collect the Chronorium. Maybe Richtofen wants to be able to go back to them, and he can use their blood samples to do that. Maybe collapsing their universe prevents him from reaching them, but the blood allows them to be preserved, and he can continue to manipulate them because they're pretty useful pawns. He used them to corrupt the entire universe. Who knows? Either way, it's really interesting to see the Tranzit crew return in Black Ops 3, and we know for a fact these blood vials are going to play a role in DLC 4. There's no other time. Treyarch is running out of maps. This is their final map. This will be the grand finale. There has been a lot of build-up. Our characters continue to beg Richtofen for answers about the blood vials, and he refuses to answer. If there is a time Treyarch will give us answers, it's now. And I think as they clue into who these blood vials belong to, they're starting to unravel the mystery, and things are going to get very exciting, and we're going to get answers when DLC 4 drops and Revelations is upon us. If you enjoyed this video or found it interesting, please do subscribe for more content. I'm going to be continuing to cover all the crazy stuff in Zetsuba no Shima. I have so much to talk about. I'm so excited for what this map does in terms of story. You guys are going to be excited, and I would recommend you stay tuned, so please subscribe. I'm going to go though. Have a wonderful day, and bye.